What's cracking with you people? This is the Devious Wolf and welcome back to Sonic Adventure DX with Gamma's story. In the last one, we had successfully saved E103 Delta and E104 Epsilon. Today, we're going to follow on a hunch, a memory in Gamma's databanks for E101 Beta and E105 Zeta on the 8 carrier. Now, as you guys remember from last episode, where I decided to take a bit of an early skip to get our new fancy right arm here, we can go down here to the boat and ride off to the A carrier via water raft. Who would have figured?
E-Series data. Beginning search. Accessing data. Hot shelter. E-Series location confirmed. Unlocking hot shelter sector now.
So, as per E102 Gamma's scan, we can assume that at least one of the remaining E100 series robots are in the hot shelter. Let's go over here. And we will take the tram inside. Now this is the only way inside of the hot shelter, inside of the A carrier interior, if my memory serves correct. And now we will enter the hot shelter for the last time in the Sonic Adventure series. Let's go. Now, here's something that's always bugged me. As you can see from an earlier cutscene, the E103 to 105, when they left, they were equipped roughly the same as Gamma here. They had an arm and a cannon. But that was it. And yet, when we faced 103 and 104, they had dual cannons like Beta had when Beta was first introduced. At what point did these two get upgrades like that? That's my question. I mean, surely you don't just find these things floating around on the field. Oh my. Why did I take the stairs? I want the rings, that's why. Now, as you can see, we have to move very fast because we are on a time limit. That's right, that time score isn't counting up, it's counting down. However, in the elevator, it was already going and we had no control over that. Which is a little bit unfair if you ask me. Like that timer shouldn't start at all. And I went the wrong way when I floated down. Now my question is, what will E105 look like? Because for all intents and purposes, at the beginning of this game, every single one of them was assumed to be teleported off of the A carrier for failing to catch a frog. One of the dumbest reasons to get rid of your robots, if you ask me, but I'm not robotic and I don't make the rules. So, why would E105 be on the A carrier? That's my question. At any rate, since we're coming down to the conclusion of Gamma's story, I'd like to bring up something a little bit interesting. More just something that's utterly random and serves no point in the grand scheme of things. At this point in the game, I would not have beaten Sonic's story. Oh, you can shoot the buttons. I forgot. Yeah, I would not have beaten Sonic Storms at this point in the game. I don't know when it happened. Maybe. Oh yeah, this counter's still going there. That wasn't me not moving. That was literally the game not moving, not letting me move, and still, well, letting the timer kick down. But yeah, I don't know when it happened, but at some point I would wait to finish Sonic's story last. I would always do the other stories first. More specifically, I would get Tails, and then I would just finish the game as Tails. And I want to say part of that was probably because I was so enamored by the idea that all my power-ups I got would be shown in other character stories. I'm like, I wonder what this would look like if I played as Sonic and got all his power-ups. Oh yeah, that's right. This does this thing. Okay, well it should zip forward again. And here we are. This is a pretty cool sequence, not gonna lie. Riding on the back of a train that pulls the ferry supplies to and from. But remember, this is all inside the A carrier. Where is this on the A carrier? Like, legitimately, where is it? We hit one button and we slow down. Now, where is this? This doesn't really make any sense logically, but it makes for a pretty cool set piece, so I'm not gonna knock it. Right here. Yay! Let's get a time bonus real quick. But yeah, the more kills you line up, the more time bonus you get. Which will help you inside this stage a little bit, because this actually is the only stage I think you can legitimately run out of time on. Like, legitimately run out of time on. Okay, I'm getting shot here. And we're going to keep going here, and going here. Okay. But yeah, I think this is like legitimately the only stage I think this is like the only one in Gamma stage that you can legitimately run out of time on. And here we are, E105 Zeta, with a little Dreamcast sewn into his sides. If you look real closely there, you'll see that that some of the white spots are Dreamcast. Now, how this works is that we shoot off his cannons and blow them up. Now my question is, why did Eggman decide to keep this one E-series out of all of them he got rid of to modify into a stationary cannon of death? And boop! Head comes off. And we freed the bird inside.
E105 Zeta. Rescue complete.
No, I think it's that. No, I think it's the same creature every time when these things are free, which I don't know why they decided to do that. Since it really doesn't matter so long as it's like one of them's been captured. And I could be wrong about that. I could be, but I don't know. Anyway, we have found all the E-series. Let's take the fun way out and see if we can find the last one.
E105 Zeta rescue complete. Units remaining. Gamma. Beta.
Well, let's get to it. Also, I guess I kind of lied. There's two ways into the egg carrier. I completely forgot about this twisty turny top thing. Don't know how I would, because it literally makes probably the least amount of sense in terms of this design construction, but whatever. Anyway, let's go find our big brother Beta and shoot him in the face. E-101 Mach 2. Now how this works is that you can't shoot him in the front, you have to wait from the charge and then shoot him in the back. Because this fight is legitimately pretty interesting. Because Beta will smack away your shots, or just straight up dodge him outright. And there he is again. And honestly, I wish more, and I really wish more of a Gamma's boss fights were like this. Like, I don't mind the first two being like this, but I think what would have been more interesting is if Eggman had upgraded all of the E-Series robots, and Gamma had to deal with all the upgrades in his basic form. As it stands, this is a really interesting concept for a boss fight. And if we go here, biggest one of them all. Oh boy, that's he almost worked. And there we go. We have beaten E-101 Mach 2 Beta.
Mission complete.
And that's the end of Gamma's story. Now, as you guys probably caught on there, the animals that were inside E-101 and E-102 were the brother and sister to the Flicky that Amy had in her story. Gamma has more pertinence in terms of Amy's story's resolution than his own, but I think it's worth noting that Gamma's whole thing was that he's a robot. He programmed to do one thing and only one thing. Also, if you note, the screenshots are actually used from the original Sonic Adventure, not the DX3 port, not the ports in which they shined up the models. But at the end there, Gamma listed himself as a thing to be saved. Now, I remember at the comics, I don't think they actually had the Flicky subplot for Amy in there. As a matter of fact, I don't even think Amy existed in that form. I know she was in there, but I don't think she existed in that form as at the comics. So when Gamma got done saving his brothers, he just kind of limped off, half broken, rusted, hardly staying together, especially after Beta got a cheap shot on him. And in this one, he limps off, probably just because, and then either he remembers or the power source inside of him remembered or something like that, and he said, "Screw it, I'm done. I had everything to do. I'm just going to call it for today." And it's a simple story. It's a simple story, but because of this techno song in the piano, Gamma's voice actor, and what exactly he was doing, I can't help but feel that he's probably one of the better characters in the Sonic the Hedgehog universe, or Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Feel free to disagree with me if you so choose, but that's just what I feel. And I don't know. Gamma's gameplay was an interesting concept, and his final boss was one of the best bosses in the game. I mean, if I had to sum it up, it would be the Egg Viper, the Egg Walker, and this and Beta Mark II, because it really does seem like a duel to the death. Like, they both know they're not getting out of this. But Gamma himself, or at least this game as a whole, I am really interested inside this game if they decide to do a remake, especially in the era of remakes that we are living in at this point in the game. What would they do with this? What would they keep? What would they cut? What would they improve upon? Especially if recent examples of actually improving old games and remakes is kept, is kept here. Would they get rid of Big the Cat and add in a different character? Would they change the story up? Would they get rid of certain gameplay elements? I don't know. What I do know is that everything about Sonic Adventure, even as flawed a game as it may be, was still a really good time. And I'm glad that I got to share a lot of this with you, but we still have one more thing to do before we call it quits here. I've been the Devious Wolf, and I will catch you later.